The topic of our discussion is work. In day-to-day life, we use this term very common. For example, if I am saying I am walking, I'll say I am doing work. If I am reading, I'll say I am doing work. For every for every doing, I'll say I am doing work. But the layman meaning of work is totally different from the scientific meaning of work. The scientific meaning of work is totally different. Let us study about the scientific meaning of work. For this term work, we need to know three terms. First is force, the second one is displacement, and the third one is angle. Angle between force and displacement. Let us study them one by one. The first term, the very common term, that is force. What is force? In general, we can say I am pulling or I am pushing. I'll say I am applying force. Similarly, we can say force is in the form of push and pull. So let's see what can it do. Force is in the form of push and pull. It can change the direction. It can change the direction or even try to do so. Or second point, it can produce motion or try to do so. Third, it can change these, it can bring the body at rest or try to do so. So I can explain force by these terms. Force in the form of push and pull, either change the direction, produce motion, bring the body at rest or try to do so. And the second very common term, that is displacement, which is not same as that of distance because it is a vector quantity. Displacement is the shortest distance, shortest path between the initial and the final position, whatever may be the path. It is the shortest path between initial and the final position. It is a vector quantity. The direction is from initial position to final position. And the next one is theta. What is theta? It is the angle between two vectors. Angle between two vectors means here I am talking about two vectors. Obviously, I can say theta is the angle between f vector and s vector. So now let us define work. For work, I will have to know the dot product. I can simply say work is the dot product of force and displacement. Because dot product is a scalar product, so the new term I am getting after the dot product is work, which is a scalar quantity. By two vectors I am getting a scalar one. What is the unit? The unit of force is Newton. The unit of displacement is meter. So the unit of work is Newton meter. I can say joule to greet the scientist. Next term, let us explain it further. Work is F, which is the magnitude of F vector, into S, which is the magnitude of S vector, multiplied by cos of theta, where theta is the, this is F vector and this is S vector. I can explain angle, this one also and the outer one also. I will take the smaller angle. This is theta. I will not say the larger angle between force and displacement. I'll take the smaller angle between force and displacement, that is theta. So for work to be done, first point, force should be there. For example, I am sitting, I am not applying any force. So scientifically, I have not done any work. Second point, displacement. Displacement means, for example, I am pushing the wall, I am pulling the wall, and there is no displacement. Means second factor is 0, which will make work 0. And the third point, whenever theta is 90 degree, for example, force is there, displacement is there, but theta is 90 degree. For example, a coolie is carrying load on his head. Whenever a coolie is carrying load on his head, force is in the downward direction, displacement is forward, and most important, he is moving on the level road. What is the angle between force and displacement? You will say it is 90 degree. Again, cos 90 will make work 0. So for work to be done, force should be there, displacement should be there, and theta should be there, which should not be equal to 90 degree, otherwise again work will be 0. Next, work, nature of work we will say. Nature of work we will explain by, as we know, work is F S cos theta. So F is W is equal to Fs cos theta. As we know, cos theta can be positive. I can say work can be positive. As cos theta can be negative, work can be negative. I can say cos theta can be 0, work can be 0. So I can simply say nature of work, positive work, negative work, or 0 work. Thank you.